Gory's Hate Mail.
So, whenever we get on a topic, and every once in a while, I mean, look, we're all unapologetic about our opinions on different things. Greg is way more eloquent the way he gets into things. But he's also, I would think, the most passionate, right? The way he will deliver that opinion. And so, therefore, a passionate expression will get sometimes a passionate response. And in Greg's case, he will then give you an equally passionate reply to your response. And that's how we've found Greg Gory Hate Mail. Because, Greg will get these emails from people, and he's really good about writing people back. Like, if you send us an email to The Woody Show at alt987fm.com, a lot of times Greg is the one who writes back. Yes. We all chip in and do our part to answer emails. But, Greg will take the time, and he's over there, drafting a novel.
I know.
To write back to one listener. It's crazy. He really takes the time. That's the whole thing. He not only reads your emails, but he takes the time to respond to them. And so on some of these where people are taking issue with Greg's opinion on different things, he just wants you to know that you're wrong. And maybe if not in a nasty go F yourself kind of way.
Right, like that jerk texter.
More like an education, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because people sometimes have these these really shallow arguments where it's like, well, because.
Just because. Totally.
And so Greg will challenge that and back up his own opinion with some, knowledge, some research and education. And that's where we get the Greg Gory Hate Mail for today. What are we looking at here, Greg?
Well, this is when I mentioned a while back this quote by a guy named Thomas Sowell, who is an economist. And I love the quote, and I quoted the quote. The quote was, "What is your fair share of what someone else has worked for?" Fair question, right?
Fair.
What is your fair share of what someone else has worked for? And Dan wrote in, Dan says, and this is his hate mail, "I get it, you hate socialism, but ask yourself, what is a fair wage? People like you say if you want to make more money, work harder, but hard work doesn't equal higher pay. I'm an engineer. I sit in front of a computer in an air-conditioned office all day. The guys in the shop definitely work harder than me, and when I came aboard, I brought knowledge that enabled the company to branch out from strictly metal work to incorporating wood elements. Branching out brought in 25% more revenue. The owner made more money, but it didn't trickle down to me or the guys in the shop. The Walton family has a combined net worth of $149 billion. How much did they earn? Their employees earn minimum wage. So ask yourself what it means to earn if earning means the people at the top reap the rewards of the hard work of the people at the bottom. I believe that no one can earn billions of dollars. Billions are never earned, but stolen. Ooh. So ask, what is your fair share of what someone else has earned? I ask, what is fair about keeping from someone what they've earned? That is Dan's letter. Okay, well, first of all, Dan, bravo on not answering the question in the quote. What is your fair share of what someone else has worked for? You slalom down that slope without even hitting the flags. That's well done. You graduated Lib Logic 101 with flying colors, and instead of pondering the question and actually answering it, you rewrite it, and you ask me what is fair about keeping from someone what they've earned, which, by the way, pretty much the exact same quote that I love so much. He just kind of reworded it ever so slightly. So I'm going to do the Dan approach here, guys. I'm going to answer the question not with an answer, but with his other question. Why do I hate socialism so much? Which is like right now I'm living in a parallel universe of insanity, having to justify why I, the son of immigrants who fled socialism to make a better life in a free country, is explaining why socialism sucks. It's like saying why you hate kicking puppies. Why wouldn't you? Why do you even have to explain it? It's because I value these three things. This is my three-point plan. Freedom, innovation, and incentive. And we're going to start with freedom. If we don't like something here in America, Dan, we have the freedom to change it. You don't like your hometown? Move. You don't like your congressional rep? Vote. You don't like your coworker Menace? You just keep acting like you like him because it's better to avoid an argument. My point being...
Why gotta pick on Menace, Greg? I mean, come on. Now here come more hate mail.
Dang it.
What did I do?
You know what he's doing? I see what you're doing there. This is brilliant. He's seeding his next segment.
I need the hate mails coming in. Bring them. So we have the freedom and the opportunity to change what we don't like or change into something better. Try doing that in a socialist country and then ask me why I hate it so much. Maybe being a local newscaster wasn't quite enough for Oprah. She had the freedom to change it, to pursue something bigger and better. And now that she's this media mogul and an empire worth billions, you, Dan, see her not as a success, but as a thief, apparently, because you said billions can't be earned. They can only be stolen. Your logic is whack, son. Did you know, Dan, that the average person, this is true, the average person in Cuba, socialist country, by the way, where you're not free to leave, 12 to 25 bucks a month. And did you know, Dan, that the net worth of Raul Castro, estimated at the low end, is $100 million bucks, at the high end, $900 million. So who's the thief? Oprah? Or George Lucas? Or Bill Gates? I don't think so. Do you know the average person in Venezuela, socialist country, makes $240 a year? Hugo Chavez, net worth, $1 billion. Doesn't it fascinate anybody that the imposers of socialism really seem to not want to live under it?
Right.
Right? Unbelievable. And you ask why I hate it. You cray. It's because of number 2, innovation. You think the cure for cancer is ever going to come from a place where people earn 20 bucks a month? Does point number 2 even really need to be expanded on? Innovation comes from one place, and that's incentive. Part 3 of my 3-point plan for hating socialism. No effing incentive under socialism. Think about it. Why would, let's say, Dr. Smith research day and night to perfect that penis enlargement that I so desperately want if his incentive was to make the same 20 bucks a month that he could make sweeping a floor? What incentive would a chef have to create the next big masterpiece if he made the same amount as the guy, I don't know, making crappy pizza on a waffle iron? No incentive. And before I get a landslide of hate mail from Bernie supporters who claim that democratic socialism is different, and trust me, they are coming because they're going to scatter like roaches when a light is turned on. Let's take Sweden as an example. They're considered to be essentially socialist, big on redistribution, income equality, all those stupid buzzwords. Well, check this out. IKEA moved out of Sweden. All they do is lease the name IKEA. This is super interesting,
Really?
which is based in Sweden. They lease the name IKEA, which is based in Sweden. And why did they move out? Drum roll, please.
Why?
Tax purposes. They were taxed too much. And this might come as a shock to you, but furniture stores, architecture firms, grocery stores, every single business under the effing sun is in business for one reason, and that is to make money. And even Ingvar Kamprad, he's the founder of IKEA and a social democrat. He's a self-described socialist.
And apparently he's got points on those little stupid wrenches that you need to put everything together. Like he invested in that company.
Yeah.
They did.
Dumb little wrench company.
Yeah, even Ingvar.
Billions on that.
Yeah, Ingvar Kamprad said, Holy Isha, I'm in a business to make the money, and even my own politics are getting in the way of it. Is the only accent we do here. I am a socialist, but I'm a screwed if IKEA stay in Sweden, because the economics of the socialists making no sense, Dan. So, So IKEA bailed because socialism is bad for freedom, for innovation, and for incentive. So again, Dan, we're going to try this again. Ask yourself, what is fair share of what somebody else has worked for? You're not going to answer it. I will.
Yeah, somebody texted over. This guy who wrote the email is dumb. Disparity in pay comes from how much you're worth,
Right.
not how much you work. Sometimes working harder makes you worth more. Sometimes it doesn't.
See? Genius right there. But the answer to the fair share question is 0. My fair share of what you work for is 0. My fair share of what Woody works for is 0. Your fair share of what I work for is 0. That's the point. My fair share of what the Waltons and the Oprahs and the Gateses work for, according to you, 0. They stole all their money, by the way. They're thieves. If I want to go work for them, though, and negotiate a salary that is mutually agreed on by both parties, the fair share for them of my money, still 0. It's the IRS who's going to take their share of, give or take, let's say 40%. They consider that fair. And if I want to make more, if you want to make more, Dan, if somebody picking grapes wants to make more, we have the freedom to do it. So Dan, suck it with your fair share. Your brain is in disrepair. You don't have a prayer. I do declare socialism doesn't work anywhere. Don't try to bring it here. Take care.
Oh,
Boom, roasted.
got him.
I think we got Dan.
Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Gory hate mail.
Yeah, with
Nice
like
job, Greg.
Dr. Seuss edition there at the end.
The